Hello clowns and welcome back to the circus. It's me, the ringmaster, Sin, and today I am redrawing some reference sheets of my characters. Forgive me if the audio can be a little tinny at times. I'm still learning to work with this microphone, so I had originally gone into this with the intention of drawing 4 characters and not just 3, but then one of them I had to redraw like 3 times, and it drove me mental. It really didn't help. I was on a time crunch with this because of personal reasons. So when I spent a whole day trying to get this one reference sheet right, I lost a lot of time I had been really hoping to use for that other reference sheet, but hopefully I'll get it done sometime soon. And then I might make it its own video if I'm able to, but it all depends on the circumstances and what's going on in my personal life. But without further ado, I'd like to kick off this video, so let's go! Woo! Luma is my second oldest character, and for all the time I have been posting online, she always ends up as everyone's favorite. I don't know why, maybe she's just got a mass market appeal to her. She was originally based on the myths of changelings, which was when Fae would quote-unquote steal children from their beds and replace them with problematic changelings, which I later found out may have been an excuse for things like autistic children and disabled children, which, as someone who's both, I did not know that. Nevertheless, as a result, Luma is raised by Fae, although she is not kidnapped intentionally. She just kinda wanders in there one day. And the Fae, who have not had to deal with this in 200 years, look at her and they say, "How the hell are we going to take care of this small child?" The solution they come up with is to give her a best of both worlds scenario, where she grows up learning human customs and languages, but she also grows up dabbling into the world of magic, though she's significantly better at magic than she is all this human junk. It's not helped by the fact the Fae kind of have this outdated idea of what humanity's up to. They're still kind of stuck in the 60s. They think the space race is still going on. When Luma gets to be an adult, they help her integrate into society with bumps obviously on the way, as she has not grown up learning simple things that a lot of people take for granted, such as conversational tactics and how to act around certain people. What I'm trying to say is that she has absolutely had a run-in with the police. She also doesn't really understand what constitutes a healthy relationship, so obviously that has caused problems in her relationships. She has been in relationships with some less than savory people as a result. But she's getting better. Her design hasn't changed much since she's first been created, though her hair has become significantly longer and her general style of clothing has changed. As for her personality, she's a lot more enclosed compared to her older versions, where she'd be a lot more peppy. However, that's kinda all I have on Luma right now, so moving on, I'd like to introduce you to the resident wild child and my personal favorite character, Tetra. Tetra, to me, is an interesting character because she exists in a society that deems shapeshifters as sort of monsters and not really that human, whereas she knows she's very well human and likes to rebel against society as a result. Some examples of this is the fact that she likes to flaunt the fact she can shapeshift rather than keeping it hidden away like a lot of others do, and the fact that she wears her eyes with pride, as grey eyes are the mark of a shapeshifter. The way she flaunts this, however, is hurting her relationship with her family, as her family mostly consists of business owners, and her flaunting of her shapeshifting is giving their businesses a negative rep. However, as much as I love Tetra, this sheet was really hard to draw. I made 3 different attempts, 2 of which I did on Paint Tool SI, like the other reference sheets I'm showing you, and then the other one I gave up on SI and I moved over to Procreate, which is the one you're seeing now. I still don't even like how it looks. I still think it could have been better, but I time crunch here, man. I was on a deadline. I had to do other things. So I had to just learn to live with how much I really, really don't like it. And Lord knows I will update it very soon in the future for this exact reason. I was trying to draw her like she was long and lanky, and in the first 2 attempts she looked too chubby, and in the 3rd attempt she still looked too chubby. And I can't do this anymore, man. I have other things to work on. I still hadn't got Katrina's reference sheet done at this point. As much as I love Tetra, this reference sheet drove me mental. It's kind of a similar story with the cherry bomb speed paint, actually, but that's a whole other can of worms I'm not getting into. Leaving that absolute disaster of a reference sheet behind now, I would like to move on to Katrina, the OC that has absolutely changed the most. In Katrina's earlier designs, she was just this total weeb. And I just looked at her one day, and I just said, I can't do this. I don't like her anymore. I can't do this. And I said, I'm gonna have to redesign all of that junk. And then I did. If I can figure out how, I will put some old drawings of Katrina on screen now. Just so you can get an idea of how much of a dweeb she was. I couldn't stand her. I couldn't look at her anymore, and I just had to redesign her. So I did that a while back, and she looks so much better now. Moving on from that disaster of a character design, Katrina herself tries to be the happiness of the group, mostly because Katrina is the only one of the group who has less tragic backstory crap going on there. Luma and Tetra generally are kind of dour for different reasons. Tetra's usually trying to keep the press off her back. Luma's trying to mend bridges with people. So Katrina has to try and be the only kind of pep in their life, and it's hard, man. She finds it very difficult. She also has no connections to the supernatural outside of just knowing Tetra and Luma. She's just a regular Joe Schmo who's along for the ride because she's Tetra's roommate, really. To clarify, the universe they're in is urban fantasy. Basically what sort of happened is Katrina got her new job and she needed to find a new place to rent out, so she found a roommate who happened to be Tetra, which surprised her because Tetra is kind of a big deal in the media. Katrina kind of figured that Tetra, as the heiress to a company, really wouldn't be looking for a place to live, but alas, Tetra was, because she wanted to distance herself from her family. So Katrina ends up with the shapeshifter roommate for a couple months, and then, stick with me, this is where everything goes buck wild. Now, it's common knowledge in this universe that for the last couple of years there's been a bit of a war going on with the gods of day and the god of night, respectively. However, the god of day is trying to take things onto Earth and use Earth as a battleground, which the god of night is not down for. So, recently the god of night, who is also head god, has been choosing these servitors to basically keep the battle from getting onto Earth and destroying the place. And lo and behold, Katrina, Tetra, and Luma all get wrapped up in that whole servitor business, mostly because Tetra and Luma already know how to tap into the expanse of energy that is magic. However, Katrina's completely new to this. She just wanted to build Rube Goldberg machines, dudes. I should probably also clarify that what you're seeing on screen right now is their references for their outfits when they're doing the servitor thing. Katrina does not take well to the servitor job, as she had been dead set on working herself to death by the age of 45. And now she can't do that because she has to do this for the next 5 years. So she's not very happy with that, huh? Poor girl just wanted to build Rube Goldberg machines. She didn't sign up for this. But I should probably leave it there for now. I'm rambling on too long. Can you tell none of this was scripted? So I'll wish you all a good day or a good evening or whatever time it is for you. And maybe I'll see you later. If you guys like hearing me ramble on about OCs, I can sure do that for a lot longer than 10 minutes. For now, though, I'll wish you all a good day, and I hope the life is nice to you. If you're watching this, I'm sure you're a decent person, seeing as you've listened to me. Bye-bye!
Tell me why, tell me who, tell me you don't know what to do. Get it all over you. Who will know how to fight? Only you. Tell me why, tell me who, tell me you don't know what to do. Get it all over you. Who will know how to fight? Only you. You're with me another time. I don't care if it's wrong or right. Your vision and I reach out. Time will tell what we're all about. Tell me why, tell me who, tell me you don't know what to do. Get it all over you. Who will know how to fight? Only you. Tell me why, tell me who, tell me you don't know what to do. Get it all over you. Who will know how to fight?